$10 fucking to stare at these Bergenworth-looking fuckers. Friends and lovers, welcome to the Jimpressions for Dragooned. A few people asked me to check this out. This is from the maker, presumably, of Skylight Freerange 2 Dragooned, a game that Sony itself promoted on its YouTube channel like Life of Black Tiger, but a game so bad that it didn't even make the cut on Steam Greenlight when that was a thing. People wouldn't even vote for it. That's how bad it was. But Sony, in whatever weird drug haze it continues to be in, still sells the games from this person, which, alright, free world, it's your business, do what you want with it, but this game, this follow-up, this spiritual successor, Dragooned, is worse to play than it is to look at, and it's painful to look at. I don't know if you can tell yet, but the controls are arse. Sorry. Looking at it again is making me... It gets under your skin. It's one of those games that are so unwieldy, so hard to control, so fiddly, despite being so poorly made, that it really does make your skin crawl. It makes you want to shudder, like insects are in you. It's this game is like insects are inside you. So you're going to see some really frustrating shit, like slipping off ledges because the characters are so slidey, trying to do precision jumps and failing because the physics are so haywire. You'll press the jump button and just do a fast but slow, like it's too fast to be a jump, too slow to represent flight in any way. It's a bizarre thing that's too fast and too slow at the same time and just completely overshoots wherever you're trying to fucking jump, or undershoots when you try and compensate for the overshoot. There's just a lot of shooting going on. Speaking of, we're going to try and get this weapon thing here. I don't know what it does, it doesn't matter, but what does matter is the horrific experience, the ghoulish experience of trying to get one of those things. That's actually one of the better... Oh, speaking of one of the better things, this is one of the most fair bosses in the game, in that you enter the boss arena and don't die in seconds. So that's something it's got going for it. Now, I only used basic attacks in that run. That was the first attempt at playing the game. Let's have a look at some advanced Pro League play, shall we? This is a knight. There are many characters, all of them horribly designed, and one of them's a Charizard. Don't worry, we'll be seeing the Charizard. So, there we are. Some of these jumps I'm having better luck with than I will later. As you'll see, I'm at 100% health there, so I figured I'm not even going to try and do that one. But then we jumped too wildly anyway and fell down this pit, because that's what happens. That's what fucking happens all the time. And again, this is painful to look at, and it only gets worse. And if you think it's painful to look at, just imagine playing the bastard. I don't know what anyone is thinking making a game like this. I don't know what is going on in their marshmallow heads, because I fail to believe that they make the game like this. They design the characters. First of all, they look at I was going to say concept art, but let's be honest, they just made these in the game. So they get this digital modelling clay, essentially, and make something like this, something that is inexplicably at least 3 times the size of any of the other fucking characters. This naked nemesis with 2 vacuum cleaner attachments for arms that just makes fire happen for no reason. There's a cannonball presumably coming out of that or something, and then it just makes fire happen. But yeah, they make something like this and they think, that looks good, or at the very least, that will do. Yeah, that's another terrible boss here. And then, you know, they make the gameplay, they make a character jump, and they see how that feels and looks, and probably fall down a hole, and they think, yeah, that's well designed, so we'll keep that in. And then they fight a boss that just more or less might as well be doing contact damage. And again, That's one of the fairer ones. This isn't the fucking half of it, mate. The footage I've included in this video is but a fraction of the stuff I've collected, and I'll probably have a good stockpile of that for Jimquisition B-roll if I ever need random things that make commentators that don't watch this. I say commentators, I mean commenters that don't watch these videos. They'll be like, what's that? What is that? And some of you watching this, it'll be like a secret club. We call it the Dragooned Club, right? We'll be part of the Disney Dragooned Club, and we'll all know what's going on because we're like, we've seen this. We'll have like a secret passcode, maybe a decoder ring to work it out. I never really ever had a decoder ring, so I don't know exactly. I know you twist them about, so there you go. You twist them about and then you know what's going on. I think it's a bit like the One Ring from Game of Thrones. How many people, right, do you think have had a wank over Harvey Keitel today? Statistically, at least someone has, I would imagine. So at least someone's had a shufty over him. I'll be perfectly honest with you, it keeps me awake at night wondering how many people have masturbated over Harvey Keitel today. Anyway, here's Charizard. Yeah, if this game needed anything, it was a creepy man-shaped Charizard with 2 lances for weapons, and a tail that doesn't move, it just points downwards at a very harsh, painful-looking angle, and drags across the ground, and probably really hurts. That is what video games were all leading up to anyway. When Pong was conceived, they believed that a Charizard should fall over instantly to a boss that would just run up and do that flashy thing without warning. It's bollocks. This whole thing is bollocks. So we've got Cut Rate Sam Fisher now, just with a stupid little stabby knife, and it can do other random powers. Then there's Chainsaw Bastard over here with 2 chainsaws. Pretty much the same thing. It's got random stupid powers that are often just hard to control and don't make sense. It's bollocks, is the message I'm trying to communicate with the video today, this game is bollocks. And what amazes me is that the last game was so much more ambitious and had a bit more going on. And I say so much more ambitious, it doesn't take much to be a lot more ambitious than this shite, but it was significantly more complex, because it was their attempt at Mass Effect. Their terrible attempt at fucking Mass Effect. And yet, somehow, that game is better than this one. This simplistic, side-scrolling platformer, which they still overcomplicated with all their horrible fucking characters. You'll notice I went in this room with only 10 health, because just dying is preferable to trying to get that health. In fact, I would have just died a screen earlier by collecting the health, because I would have instantly over-jumped it, fallen into the pit and died. The character would have died there, and this character would have lost more health earlier. So it's more strategic to die, because you're just gonna get bollocksed. This character is a nightmare to control, because to attack, you've got to make a green cloud, and then hammer an attack button to make spikes come out. Now, fortunately, they need only be in the cloud, like save files on a Nintendo Switch, that you have to pay for, and is more expensive than it should be. Nintendo's a lot like Dragooned in that way, but we'll talk about that on Monday, won't we? For now, I just want to leave you with this little reminder that Dragooned is horrible, and I think, and yet again, Sony has relaxed its anus to allow this pile of miserable excretia to fall into our laps, and stain our genitals, and just give us a bad, stinky time. And that's my professional opinion as a qualified, educated, well-respected critic.